Hello devs, my name's Warwick Wright. I just made an update to my new time picker and date picker dialog for the Android platform. Now this control is designed to enable you to pick dates and times a lot faster and in a more efficient way than the old controls. So this app actually also records how long it takes to pick a date. That way you can actually pick a date and contrast it against how long it takes to pick a date with my new control. So I'm going to select a date with the old control first. I'm going to select December 22nd, 1968. We're going to time that. There you go to 1968. And go to December. Find the 22nd. Okay, so that's 12 seconds. I'm now going to time that with my new control, which is here. I'm going to show you how quickly I can pick a date with this particular control, and we'll contrast against the 12 seconds for the old control. So I'm going to choose December 22nd, 1968 again. Here we go. Okay, that took 8 seconds. As you can see, that's significantly faster. Normally, it's normally not that much faster. The fact I chose the date that quickly is more luck than judgment. But I'm doing this on a handheld device. On a bigger device, it's normally significantly faster. So I'm going to do now, this also has angle stepping. I'll explain that in a minute. I'm going to explain how this control actually works. Basically, you touch the center, and the closer you rotate into the center, the faster it actually rotates and changes the year. As you move your finger to the outside, it then rotates the month. There's move to the outside, and then obviously the date actually rotates. If you notice the controls at the top, when I'm rotating the date, the DD button at the top is highlighted, and then for the month, the MM, and then as move to the center, and the YY button's highlighted there. And of course, you've got angle snapping here, so this causes the month to snap into position, and the dates to snap into position. There we go there. Now, incidentally, though you can actually pick a date with a single gesture here, you don't have to use a single gesture. So let's say, for example, if I pick the same date, but I get it wrong, for example, I don't have to start from the beginning. So let's go December 22nd, 1968, but we'll accidentally choose the wrong date. So we'll go like that. We'll go down to, say, 1968. So you go to 1968. We'll go to, say, we'll release there and go, oops, wrong date. So I can put the finger down and it'll actually go to where I left off, for example. So go to 12 there, I can release again, oops, the wrong date, put finger down on the date dial, and then go straight around to the 22nd. So it is actually a very convenient way. So if you don't get it right the first gesture, you can actually put your finger down again. So go to Box Behavior 2. Now Box Behavior 2 basically uses 3 gestures. The first for the year, second for the month, and the third for the date. So I put my finger down, so you see that actually rotates the year, and I put the finger down again, and it rotates the month, then the date. So I'm going to select the same date with this control, December 22nd, 1968, and here we go. There you go, 1968, and go to December, and 22, and there we go. As you can see, that's even faster still. And again, you've got angle snapping there. Put that down, release, and then the month snap into place, and the date snap into place. Now, though this uses 3 gestures, year, month, and date in that order, if you want to, I can actually press the DD button up there, and then obviously that will just move the date, and I can press the MM button, and that moves the month, and I can press the YY button, that actually rotates kind of the year. You can actually, it's actually quite flexible. You don't have to do it in the order that it's dictated, like year, month, date. And again, angle snapping you've got there. So I'm going to go to Box Behavior 3. Box Behavior 3 is exactly the same as Box Behavior 2. You can only see the dial that you're currently rotating. So we'll set the date there. We're going to start out by choosing the same date, December 22nd, 1968. Like that. 1968. Go December. I accidentally chose the wrong month there, so go around to 22nd. There we go, 8 seconds. So that's quite significantly faster. Again, you've got angle snapping on that. 2 and 3. And again, obviously, yeah, press that button there and choose it whatever order you want with the angle snapping. So this particular control is quite a success in my opinion, in the sense that it is successful in that you can pick dates a lot faster in a much more convenient way. Later on, I'm going to be adding an out-of-the-box Behavior 4 to be able to rotate all the dials completely independently, so keep an eye out for that update. So that said, I'm now going to go to the time picker dialog and show you how much faster this is and explain how this actually works. Okay, at the moment it's keeping the current time. The timekeeping isn't actually part of the library, that's actually part of the demo app. So what we're going to do here, explain how this works. This basically, the first gesture adjust the hour, second gesture for the minute, and the third for the second. If you put cumulative rotate on, what happens there is you put your finger down and the hour doesn't move until you move your finger, and the same for the minute and the same for the second. Whereas if non-cumulative, as you'll see, the hour goes straight down to where my finger goes down and moves from there, and the same for the second. Incidentally, if you put your finger down initially to the right, the hour will always rotate between 0-100 hours and 600 hours, and on the left it will always go from midnight to 1800 hours. Okay, and also you'll notice as I'm rotating the minute, you'll notice the minute is acting on the second, second's acting on the minute. That's because of this flag here. We'll turn that flag off, and what will happen now is the hands will actually move completely independently of each other. So we'll leave that on. Turn the snapping off. See the hands move nice and smoothly now. Obviously snapping on, that corresponds to these numbers down here, which it was snapping every 5 minutes and 5 seconds, as you can see there. Change that to say 1, you can change it to anything you want. And that will actually snap once every hour, and once every minute, and once every second. The hour is hard coded to only ever snap 1 hour at a time. That's not actually changeable, but you can obviously change the snapping for the others. We'll put, say, snap every 10 minutes and every 10 seconds there. And as you can see, that's snapping in every 10 seconds and 10 minutes. So we'll put it to a reasonable tolerance, which is going to be about 5 for both. I'm going to show you the real magic of the library and show how fast you can actually select times of this library. Because the whole point of this library was a faster, superior way of selecting a time. So I'm going to choose, say, 4:45. So we go like that, go 4:45. As you can see, I've selected that time in literally less than a second. So this control is really a major success as far as being able to select times majorly quick. So I'm going to close with that. If you read the comments to the YouTube post, you'll see the link to the open source repository. At that repository, you'll find that the source code to the demonstration app, which I'm actually showing you, is actually a part of the open source repository. So you can actually read through the code and get a good idea of how to actually use it and the usage. I'd appreciate any feedback. Also, the demo app code isn't actually protected by open source. It's actually free source, so you can copy it and use it as much as you like. But of course, the library, which the demo app uses, obviously is protected by open source, so keep that in mind. So I'll bid you developers farewell, and thank you for watching my video.